Good morning, everybody. It's time to discover crypto. It's 11:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:33 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because we always, we take a few minutes just to let you percolate, get inside here. We have a new guest on the twos today. We still got Drew on the ones, but on the twos, we got Jackie holding it down.
What's up, guys?
All right, Jackie, you just want to give about 10, 30 seconds, describe where they might know you from.
You might find me on X. I do a little show called The Useless Crypto News, and it's kind of like if SNL's Weekend Update talked about crypto. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see the page. Look. Okay, here we go. Let's just get right into the crypto markets, guys. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about, did the NSA have a hand in Bitcoin? Maybe we're also going to talk about Coinbase potentially buying FTX, but there's a catch. It's FTX Europe, and it looks like it might not actually happen. And also, we have some CBDC stuff and Google Cloud. What are your thoughts on Google Cloud, Drew?
I don't think it's going anywhere. It's going to keep growing. I think we'll see if they can compete heavily with AWS, but they're probably just it's gonna matter a lot who gets good deals in crypto with them. I think they're gonna make some big moves.
And last but not least, we got some XRP news and Chainlink news. What are your views on Chainlink?
It's kind of a boomer coin.
Okay, Drew, you might need to just take over at this point. I'm my 4.2 Chainlink and my wallet is just, it might not ever recover from that. I was going to try to make it 4.7 today. I might sell 0.5 and reduce my exposure down to 3.7. But let's just get into the crypto market, see where things are heading. It looks like we're slightly ticking upward here. We are up 0.5% on the market cap here, almost at 1.1 trillion. 24-hour volume looking fairly healthy right now, $42 billion. And Bitcoin dominance coming in at 47.4, ETH dominance 17.5. And gas is the cheapest I've seen it in pushing almost a year at this point. Definitely the cheapest I've seen it in over 6 months. We are close to single-digit gwei there. 11 gwei, meaning you can get in and out of your altcoins on Uniswap very, very cheap. If you want to mint that NFT, that's free. It might actually be close to free. It won't be a $20 gas fee. It might be closer to, depending on the NFT, you're looking at like a maybe $2 mint. So really, really cheap right now. And you could probably send Tether for, less than $1. ETH, certainly less than $1. All right, let's look at Bitcoin price right now and some of these other coins. Bitcoin is up 0.4%, everybody, looking fairly healthy. We have Ethereum up 1.0%. We have XRP, the XRP community, feeling good, feeling powerful. Looks like you're the top gainer in the top 10. You're up 1.3% here. And we have Lido staked Ether down. Cardano, I'm licking my wounds. The XRP community, they are the champions today. The Cardano community, we're the losers today. Let's just call it like it is. My bag's down. Yeah. Okay. So Cardano's down 1.2. Solana up a little bit. And Toncoin still shaving some gains here. Did you get into Toncoin or the Telegram coin there?
Unfortunately, I did not, because I think Telegram's kind of an atrocious app to use. I prefer Discord, but if Discord made a coin, I would be all over that.
Yeah, and they rejected the rumblings and the musings of a coin over a year ago. The idea was floated, and the gamer community flatly rejected free money. Why would the gamer community reject the free money there, Jackie?
I think they're just not used to seeing gains or things for free. I think they just kind of like losing money.
Yeah, that, and they hate crypto. My theory on why gamers hate crypto is because we bought up all the graphics cards 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and they're still salty about it. That's my story. All right, let's look at the top gainers here. Looks like, all right. We have Radix up 11% today. We have Terra Luna Classic. It is up 6.9%. Is anything up 4.2? It's not. Curve DAO is up 5.5%, and the Synthetics Network up 3.3%. Neo is up. Arbitrum is up. Algorand is up. Sandbox is up. And wow, ApeCoin is up. Okay, well, it's up 3% for the week, but up 1.8% today. Looks like maybe people are liking those proposals. I am a fan of the proposal. Talking about the Ape proposal that's going to buy Yuga assets and put them into museums for long-term hold. Guys, the budget for that is like $11 million worth. They're going to buy, I think, 11, maybe 10. It's $11 million worth of assets there. Do you have any of these coins in the top gainers?
I do not. I don't think so.
All right, well, let's look at the top losers. I like to have fun with this. You know what? I'm just going to say it. More often than not, I have one of my coins in the top 2, top 3. Today, though, I feel really good, and I'm feeling so good because chat is just smashing the heck out of that like button. I don't know where we're at. I'm assuming we're at 5,837 likes. Don't correct me.
Okay.
In fact, I think I'm under counting how many likes we're at. All right, so the more you hit the like, the more likely DC's coins are not on the top losers, nor are yours. So let's click the losers. What are we going to see? All right, it's Caspa. Caspa is the biggest loser of the day. Is it now time for me to get that Caspa? It is down for the week. Have you got any Caspa yet?
No, not any Caspa, but I do see one I do have on that list.
Okay, well, we have Multiverse, we have DYDX, we have XDC. Oh my God. Okay. I just had to slip into the top 5 here. I am a holder of IMX. I've been pretty public. I got the free airdrop. I sold half for ETH. I've just kind of held the rest for 2 years almost at this point, and it is down to 3.2. So I'm not in the top 3 losers, but DZ in classic form had to slip in a coin into the top 5. What is your coin here?
Some Thor and some Cosmos, both of them.
Okay. What are your thoughts on those coins?
I really like the marketing potential of Cosmos. Every time I go to a convention, I see that they have representation, and that's usually just willingness to spend money. And I think despite what you feel about marketing, it can be a waste of money, but just it's more that brand recognition.
You know what? I'm going to skip ahead to one of my likes because there's a tweet right here that just perfectly sums up what you said. And it's from Blockchain Boy. I've always liked Blockchain Boy. Me and him were early in the Sympathy for the Devil's NFT project. Me and him have collabed a little bit. Cool guy. I've never ever have had any issue with the dude. Really nice in real life. His newest video, I think this is his first YouTube, so I want to give him a quick shout out. Let's talk about how price does not equal value and how it take advantage of. Crypto is dumb. Price doesn't equal value. Guys, marketing can go a long way. You can have the world's best tech, the world's best tokenomics, but a coin with bad versions of those in a great marketing department oftentimes will, outclass that coin when it comes to attention and when it comes to price and when it comes to total value locked, money coming in, popping up on exchanges, you name it. Marketing could really take that coin to the next level. Cross that red zone offense for the American gridiron fans out there. No one calls it that. It's football. Football is, I think they call it American gridiron overseas, right?
Yep. And now everything's gone to hell. So, start getting real and calling things gridiron again. Bring it back.
Yeah. All right. Are you going to jump on that bandwagon? We're calling football American gridiron.
No, I went to Alabama. We call it football.
Okay. So you're Alabama. You're you're a collegiate football fan?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not. Type in your favorite college team. When I was a kid, I liked UT because I grew up in Texas, and the Aggies were like the rich, preppy kids, and the Longhorns were like, poor, like me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like the Longhorns. And plus, orange, just cooler than maroon. I knew back then I was gonna like Bitcoin, folks. Yeah, I was ahead of my time. All right, let's get into the top story here. Coinbase buying FTX, buying Sam Bankman-Fried's barber, buying the Polycule house, buying Caroline's Diary. What is going on here? Well, let's look into this. Coinbase considered buying FTX branch to enter Europe with crypto derivatives. Sometimes it's going to be easier to just buy an existing exchange. Not only do you get their customer base, you also get their licensing. They may have spent 2 years trying to get these licenses. So this is a recent article by Fortune, and they revealed that Coinbase planned to expand into Europe by launching a derivative offering there. For this purpose, it was considering the acquisition of the European branch of the FTX platform, FTX Europe. However, negotiations between Coinbase and FTX never reached the final stage. I believe Sam would never put down League of Legends. Brian was waiting in the Zoom call. And then Sam, he was just trying to get out of bronze. So the final stage of the deliberations never took place there. Here we have this, according to Woo Blockchain, considered acquiring it to expand the business. Entities interested in FTX also include Crypto.com. Negotiations for the acquisition are not yet in the final stages. Coinbase and Gemini have set up exchanges in Asia to tap the local markets. And at the end of the summer, Coinbase got the green light to offer crypto future trading to U.S. clients. They're planning to launch them within the next few weeks. All right, so Coinbase, green light for futures tradings. That's going to make a lot of people happy. They feel like they're playing musical chairs with these exchanges, and sometimes I feel the same way. Last year, Coinbase showed interest in a potential purchase of the platform in late last year, immediately after FTX crashed. However, it no longer intends to get the deal done. So if you see people saying, yeah, they're still trying to buy it, they have paused those plans. I think they peeked under the hood. They peeked under the sheets. They didn't like what they saw. Apart from Coinbase, among the candidates to buy was also, like in the tweet said, Crypto.com. All right, what are your broad thoughts on Coinbase acquiring FTX Europe? Good, smart strategy or the world's dumbest move?
I actually think that Coinbase is the example of what happens when you don't blow all of your money on stadiums and Tom Brady endorsements.
And
So Coinbase did it
haircuts.
right.
And haircuts. Let's not forget, let's not forget that. Shout out to Brian Armstrong, my bald brother there.
He's not wasting money on,
Any of those things. Any
No.
of those things. Yeah. Yeah. Or giving his parents a $16 million Bahamas mansion. Or giving his father a $60,000 a month raise because he threatened to tell mommy. Those are the things FTX is known for. All right. Well, we also have a FTX. There's an opportunity with FTX, but only if you're like a mega wealthy whale. This isn't for me. This isn't for you. Crypto's Lehman moment. Investors are buying $250 million of FTX claims. It's hard to know how much a collapsed firm like FTX would be worth by the time its bankruptcy is resolved. We have Silverpoint Capital, Diameter Capital Partners, or Diameter, I guess, Attestor Capital have purchased more than $250 million worth of FTX debt so far in 2023. This is just reported yesterday, citing an in-house analysis of public court findings. They also got Hudson Bay Capital Management. So they bought a $23 million claim and then sold about 50% of it to Diameter. In line, the price of FTX claims have been soaring this year. Some low-ranking claims have jumped 191%, surging from 12 cents to 35 cents, recorded in recent weeks. The prices of bid and ask for the larger claims have also risen according to claim markets charts there. So, yeah, you just see a big indication things are going to be moving up. So people are like, yeah, man, I don't know, lucky to get 20 cents on the dollar. And, it might take years. But now that we see we're getting closer and closer to a finish line, people are like, wait a minute, I'm squinting through the haze. That 12 cents on the dollar looks like 30 cents on the dollar. And we're closer to the finish line. So these claims have just been skyrocketing. Is this ethical in your mind?
I don't know if this grant them into the FTX 2.0, which is conveniently going to launch before the next election.
And speaking of election, a lot of ties together with a lot of those entities. One more thing here. Bankruptcy claims investor reportedly said that the buyers and sellers sometimes are waiting months to file the paperwork for a debt trade. Claimed to be aware of individual claims of more than $100 million. People made careers off of Lehman and Madoff. I think people see FTX as a Lehman or a Madoff. The guys that are buying in these dockets, I consider them some of the smartest people in distressed assets there. So probably going to be a great trade for these people, I would say.
Buying the blood can be profitable.
Yeah, just ask. Almost said rhymes with Hinton's there, but no, we're not going there, Drew. We're not going there. All right, let's talk about Base. No, not crack, cocaine. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about drug use here on this channel. 6 weeks after launching, Base Layer 2 Bridge is processing more transactions than Arbitrum. But guys, you got to be a little bit careful with this because this can just be, two nerds in a basement, pretending they're a large portion of the volume here. Roughly 6 weeks after Base was launched by Coinbase, its bridge is now the 7th most active bridge. Looking at transaction count, DeFi Llama on the 21st reveals that the Ethereum Base bridge has posted 2,090 transactions. This is more than registered by Arbitrum and Polygon ZK bridges, which had 1,600 and 860 respectively. And the rise to prominence of Base is noteworthy considering the timing of its launch and how it has to compete with other established L2s, including Arbitrum and OP, formerly Optimism. I would say mostly this is Friend Tech. You have Friend Tech really blowing up, and people got to get funds on Friend Tech, and then Friend Tech seems to be going up and going up and going up. I mean, I think we've seen in the past how those things play out, but I don't know. There's another angle of Friend Tech where there's sell shaming because you're selling your friend. And so that's a new equation that really hasn't been put into the algorithm yet. So I don't know how this is going to go long term. You have any thoughts on the Friend Tech and the Base thing?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that we don't call OnlyFans buying shares of the girl that you are subscribing to. I think it's odd that you want to share the people on Friend Tech too.
Okay. Well, one is closer to like, I would say a finite supply where, if DZ, did feet pics, I assume I would have 2 million fans. That's just a conservative estimate. There's no limit, right? I could go up to 7 billion. Whereas, Friend Tech, I feel like, it's more scarce. It's a more scarce model. What do you feel about sell shaming? Would you feel ashamed to sell your friend?
How much is the floor price?
Oh, everybody has a price, folks, right there. All right. You know what?
If we split it, would they really be that offended, though?
You know what? If someone I don't have friend tech, I'm a little bit hesitant and get involved. Hannah keeps trying to talk me into it. I don't know. I'm still hesitant, but if I were, I would have zero sell chain. I would encourage you. If selling DZ Key gave you a car down payment, I would be mad if you didn't do it. Then I saw you walking a month later. All right, more stuff on base here. Then we'll get into charts with Kelly. He's waiting in the wings. I see him. He's pacing, baby. He's literally pacing.
Yeah.
He's ready to give you those charts, folks. All right, base network token, not something we have rolled out on September 21st. This was with Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, I think is how we say it. He expressed enthusiasm about the investments and adoptions in the early stages of the base network, stated that the project is still super early in its development. And while discussing potential developments, he disclosed the team is primarily focused on improvements in tech and infrastructure, and creating a native token is not rolled out for the future. I think a token could be viable at some point in the future. It is not something we've ruled out entirely. Our main objective for launching base was to put the tools and tech out there to allow and encourage experimentation. What are your thoughts on the base token airdrop, friend tech open airdrop? A lot of people are saying part of the speculation is you might get 2 airdrops by interacting with the friend tech keys.
Base creating a token would just be more centralization. They're not going to launch something that's truly decentralized, and they're going to lock it up the second they have a problem.
Wait, you don't buy that it could be a decentralized governance token?
No, not with a corporation.
But it's but you could vote. You could vote in a Discord with other people in the basement.
Yeah, it goes great for all those other ones too.
Oh man. All right. Kelly, stop pacing. Stop pacing, Kelly. All right, calm down. Wipe the sweat. Wipe the blood off your chin.
Yeah.
Kelly. All right. I think we can show him on camera now. Kelly, how are you doing today?
Oh, you're not.
I'm doing good. And I just wanted to say something before we move on. I wanted to say, everybody in the community right now, throw a thumbs up, hit that like button, touch your heart, for DZ has stepped into, he did not choose to be in the position he is, and he is doing an absolutely incredible job. And I just want to shout you out, DZ, stepping up to the plate. We love you. We appreciate you. And we got, this channel.
I didn't choose the Bitcoin life. The Bitcoin life chose me.
That's right. And this channel is all about crypto content, and this is what we're focused on, and this is why this is what we talk about on a daily basis. Our content team, on never ending, just all day long, every day, trying to bring the best crypto content, non-biased, making sure people know how to navigate this market. In fact, we do the same thing over at one of our other brother, sister brands, family brands, BitLab Academy. And this is what we want to do. We want to bring you guys crypto content. So can I bring you some news about what's going on in crypto?
Let's navigate our way to the
figure
charts.
out what's going on.
Let's do it.
All right. First things first, I just wanted to mention is right here. Let me double click on the screen. Is, you're talking about Binance. Actually, you're talking about Coinbase. And I noticed this earlier today in regards to the FTX case. I just thought this was interesting. Binance saw 540, holds about 543,000 Bitcoin, and they saw 15,600 Bitcoin withdrawn in the past month. And considering how big Binance is comparatively to Coinbase, Coinbase has such a smaller amount of Bitcoin than Binance. I mean, it's disproportionate how much Bitcoin Binance holds compared to, it's disproportionate how much Coinbase holds compared to Binance. It's amazing how much they're doing. So I beg the question, are they stepping into the international field? And then we see this story about FTX. Of course, it seems like, there's some things brewing there, and Coinbase is, I'm very interested to see where this takes the market over the next few months. Now, what I really want to talk about right now is we all want to see Bitcoin go up, and away. But before we just look at Bitcoin, and I'm all about Bitcoin, I'm all about crypto, I'm all about altcoins, we have to take a zoom out of this and look at some of the pressures that happen on the market. Looking at NASDAQ. I don't care about NASDAQ other than the fact that it gives me an edge on what I'm doing with Bitcoin, because it gives me a good understanding of what the risk narrative is. So what we're seeing here is we had a strong push up, strong rejection, and we're sitting right at a level that even from this level down to this lower support zone below us, that's almost a 5 or 6% drop down to this level. That's a pretty darn big drop if NASDAQ were to do that. Now, why do we care about this? We also see right here on the S&P ETF Trust, head and shoulders, almost a 5% drop. We also see on Dow Jones, head and shoulders, kind of sideways, but still to the point. You know, basically what this is showing us, if we're looking at where Bitcoin's going, is, I mean, there are pressures, there are enormous headwinds in the market right now for Bitcoin. So although I do want this to go up, the fact of the matter is this recent pump that we had, and we've had two in the last month or so. We had this grayscale pump that was a very, very unhealthy pump, and the fact that this just essentially transported, this was an inefficiency in the market. High volume candle, as we can see here on the BitLab trading stack. This teal candle indicates a lot of volume, but this was also, when we looked at the liquidations, this was an unhealthy movement, as then demonstrated by a quick move back to the downside, stopping volume here and then reversal. Then we had a deviation to the downside. We got a buy signal here on the BitLab trading stack. Excuse me. And then now we actually got a fairly efficient move up, meaning this is healthy. It's working its way up. So even though we got a healthy move to the upside, we failed to break the highs here. So my concern here is, as much as I want this to go up and like we're close to the halving, I still feel like there's still downside. And I've been talking about this since about the middle of August. Actually about right here is when I started talking about downside, and everybody on this channel and everybody, even on, a lot of people were calling me bearish when I was posting these thoughts online, whether it's on YouTube or on my Twitter. And what's happening? Price is moving down. The charts are telling us that there's weakness there. And where we're at right now, price has reversed lower high. And we're seeing on the BitLab trend fuel here, we're seeing neutral and bearish. There's nothing bullish in the signals here, other than the fact that the stochastics are relatively low. We're seeing the momentum is clipped here and is rolling over. We're seeing neutral money flow. We're not seeing the signs that give us indication that price is moving up. The one thing I will say that is bullish on this is that the price action is holding currently right at where the trend signal line is, which is right here. If we lose this, I do think eventually, regardless of today's price action, I do think we're going to test a lower bound here, which is down here at the mid 24,000s. And I do think that once we get down there, I think we will see a wick that comes down here. Now, before we go, I do want to just point out, because everybody loves XRP. Everybody wants to know, especially with this massive pump, where's it going? The
party is on the horizon. We got the XRP party in New York City. I think it's next weekend. Or maybe this.
Next weekend.
Okay.
And what do we see? We see the price action. And up here, I was talking about price coming back down to the 54 level. And if we lost that level, retesting this zone, we could not hold this zone. We are below this zone. In fact, doing something that if you're looking at in terms of a short confirmation, price come down, lose this level, come up, retest, and then potentially break down. So I'm not saying we're going to break down. What I'm saying is we're doing all the characteristics that suggest if we cannot this level, then I'm watching this level about 47 to basically 46 to 47 cents. If we lose this level, it's going to be interesting what happens, because despite this being a potentially bearish structure, and I do think that we may have some room to pull back, it begs a question. I wouldn't be shorting XRP because of how much integration they have with the traditional finance system and everything that they've been building out and the win against the SEC. But I do think that this is not yet ready to continue higher. So we need to be patient. Now, if anybody wants to learn how to read these charts, make sure we've got a wonderful community over at BitLab Academy. Check out all the different courses we have. We're working endlessly to bring more content here. We've got a wonderful Discord community. You can sign up. It's an amazing way to help support the channel. And you can still we got a huge discount going on right now, 30% off. Use Give Me 30. And make sure you're checking in with us every day. If you want to hear more of my thoughts and everything going on, I actually did about a 3 to 5 minute sort of breakdown of my thoughts on some of the stuff everybody wants to talk about, just to set people straight, get us back in a positive, encouraging mindset. We all need to be positive if we want to trade. So let's not let drama distract us from what our goal and our purpose is here. And that is crypto, content, community, and just moving forward with our life. That's all I got to say.
1,000% the most successful traders are emotionless robots. I'm saying autistic neats. This is what it's going to take to be in that 1% of, the coveted traders. Be like us. Be neats. Hey, nice shirt there, Kelly.
I appreciate you. We shop at TJ Maxx, huh?
Looking
all
good.
Right.
Looking good. I'm Express, but, looking good. We'll go TJ Maxx together. Yeah. I'll get some of those weird candies at the end of the aisle. All right. Appreciate it, man. What is up with the TJ Maxx candy aisle? I'm going off on a rant now. Why do they have so many weird popcorns and jelly beans?
I know why.
Why, Drew?
All right, so you go to TJ Maxx, you got a mission, right? You go in there for a certain product for the kids. Then you finally get done shopping. You've been there for 2 hours, getting just reamed, right? And then you finally make it to the checkout, and your kids see brightly colored pink popcorn and covered gummy worms and all of this crap, and they absolutely trap you in there for another 20 minutes.
Okay, it's for the kids.
It's
to upsell to the kids.
It's a conspiracy.
And at that point, the parent's dead inside, emotionally, financially, mentally, physically.
They mean me harm.
We love TJ Maxx, we love Home Goods Plus, and we love what's the third company I'm missing here?
Marshalls.
Marshalls. We love Marshalls.
Marshall, that's the one.
That was like my exclusive place to shop in my early 20s, late teens. I had to buy my own clothes like senior year of high school. Where do you think I went? I wasn't shopping at the name brand spot. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin here and the Bitcoin traders, the emotionless ones, the robots. The Lex Friedmans of traders here. Bitcoin traders take short positions as dip below 27K looms, drops below 27K with the bearish onslaught, but funding rates are still staying bullish. And this is from Sentiment. And the bearish activity among traders on the specific exchanges here. The data chart revealed that traders were engaged in shorting on Deribit and Binance, despite the price surging to the 27K range. The funding rate and liquidation in the past 24 hours, though, is approximately that's relatively in the positive there. I want to say we can like quadruple that and quintuple that and 10x that really in the really, really crazy moments. However, long positions have been experiencing a higher rate of liquidations lately, primarily due to the modest decline in Bitcoin. The liquidation chart showed that on the 20th, long liquidations were over 16 million, whereas short liquidations were over 6.7. Do you do leverage trading?
I don't know. I think that's
have
a
you
little
ever?
scary. Yes, I have.
Okay, how'd that go?
I mean, not well.
Yeah, same. I remember setting my alarm for 3 a.m. so I could like wake up with China. I went to sleep earlier back then, like 11. So I would like sleep 3-4 hours, wake up with China, see if I got to get in a trade, be awake for an hour, get all this like surges of adrenaline and fear and uncertainty. And then I would like try to go back to sleep. Then I wake up, be all groggy. And then I'm like trying to trade again. Meanwhile, I had a full-time job as a Twitch streamer for Magic the Gathering, and so it just wasn't conducive for what I was trying to do.
I will say my favorite indicator, though, is the moon. Have you thrown up the moon cycles?
We have, and we've had Marin Altman a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot of astrology or astronomy, or I don't even really know the difference between the two. Astrology. Yeah, astronomy is like actual celestial gas giant study and gravitational pulls and orbits. Astrology is looking at two scorpions, in a 69 and saying this is going to happen. Is that a fair representation assessment?
Close. Yeah.
We'll take it. All right. Well, let's talk about the Bitcoin options here. Can $590 million in Bitcoin options expiry stop the bears? The bears. On the 22nd, around 22,000 options will expire with a notational value of $590 million. Furthermore, it is a smaller expiry event than in previous weeks with a huge chunk. I think it's chunk with a huge chunk expiring next Friday. So we have a big chunk here. Here we have just a nice little visualization here. On the 29th, though, that's when we need to keep an eye out, folks. So sure, it's okay right now, but let's just push this. Let's kick this can down the road because about, what are we looking at here? Just a week exactly, a 6X. We're looking at a 6X here. So whatever the pain is today, it's going to be 6X in 7 days. So let's just maybe mark a note in our minds here and just keep an eye out on that because I think we're going to have a lot of volatility late Thursday evening next week. And so we'll have Frankie and Tony. We'll get them on the case, see what's happening here. Let's talk about Bitcoin facing the 800-pound gorilla downside risk. This is according to Mike McGlone, and here are his targets. So it's the monetary policy environment and rising interest rates after coming of age in an era of historically low interest rates. The key thing is the Fed Reserve is still tightening. So I think this is a process of reversion is in place here with interest rates are high. Risk assets typically tend to fall in price as they become less attractive to investors who now have a relatively safer assets offering enhanced returns, such as government paper to put their money into. He said, consequently, Bitcoin could drop by over 5%. Everyone, calm down. Go up in the ceiling, throw cat up there. Let's calm down, guys. 5%. Are you worried about 5%?
No, we're used to 80.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
good.
What's 5%? I'm dead inside. There's nothing but gears in a hamster that sometimes falls off the wheel, folks. I'm an emotionless robot. At some point, I think we're going to turn around and trade more like gold and treasury bonds. We've had a bounce this year, starting to roll back over. I think we got a couple cycles in us before we start acting like gold or something like that. Maybe even 3 or 4 cycles in us here. All right, ready to talk about what we got? 16-year peak here, 15-year high, 16 high. Bitcoin and crypto face turbulence as 10-year treasury yield hits a 15-year high. Why is this bad in simple terms? Okay, you're looking for something to invest your money in. 10-year bond, that just seems so boring. It's like low returns.
Yeah.
But now you look at that 10-year bond, and it's the highest return it's been in over a decade. It's the highest return it's been in 16 years, meaning it's the most attractive investment it's ever been in 16 years. And so now there's going to be some portion of people who go from risky asset to non-risky asset. And within that portion of people, some of that portion was going to invest in Bitcoin. And now they're not going to invest in Bitcoin. They're going to invest in treasuries. But I think the effect will be largely small. What do you think here?
It'll definitely be small. I think people who are in Bitcoin are not interested in waiting 10 years for some 5%, 10% return.
Yeah, and I don't think so either. So I think the way this plays out is you have a hedge fund manager, and they have a notational thing where risk assets will be 25%. And then they'll see, 15 years, okay, 10 years that. All right, well, let's go from 25% to 23.5%. Okay, what do we have? $16 million to invest? Okay, well, now it's $14.9 million to invest. So I think you might see little bits of change like that, but this ain't affecting retail. Like she said, are you interested in a 10-year bond? Does that sound even remotely interesting? No.
What is this,
we have
World
high
War
risk
II?
profiles.
Like, it sounds like a World War II answer to something.
Yeah, it sounds like the person who has like their money in a coffee tin because they grew up in the Depression era. Yeah, sure, it's attractive to them. Would that person ever buy Bitcoin? Let alone a meme coin? Would they ever buy a dog-related meme coin? No, they never would. So I don't think this is going to have the big collapse that a lot of people are predicting here. All right, well, let's talk about, speaking of collapse, let's talk about China here. China property market specifically. The Chinese property market collapse threatens global economy. Here you see relatively low smog, I would assume. The real estate conundrum has heightened global economic anxieties, with recent surveys indicating its position as a top credit risk to the global economy. Evergrande's 2021 turmoil, though anticipated, paved the way for newer concerns. Country Garden's surprising stumble. Country Garden sounds like butter maker or ranch dressing.
Yeah.
What would you prefer, Drew?
I mean, it sounded more like a buffet down here in the South.
What's chat's thoughts on buffets? You guys like buffets? Kat, my fiance, she hates buffets because she doesn't like touching the handles.
Oh,
I kind of get that.
you know,
I get it.
all right, I get it. I was a germaphobe before it was cool, but I also like unlimited feasting. So, I kind of push those germaphobe worries.
Okay, so you're a germaphobe like when Putty was a germaphobe on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I
like
kicked
90s.
doors open. I did most things with my foot. So
Okay. Well, I see you back to. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. All right. The firm, according to Reuters, is facing. Now we're talking about the buffet company here.
Southern Living or whatever that was called. Country Gardens.
Yeah,
There we
Country
go.
Gardens. Yeah, I too was guessing. It was something like that. Cracker Barrel. What's it called here? Country Gardens. Surprising. All right. The firm, according to Reuters, is facing a liquidity test as a $500 million bond matures September 2 years from now, and saw the firm barely able to pay the $15 million in interest linked to the bond earlier this month. I wonder if this is a monthly payment or a quarterly payment. In August, the developer missed they say August, so this is monthly, $22.5 million in coupon payments tied to 2 bonds, but managed to send them to bondholders before a grace period ended. Okay, might have been a different coupon payment there. Quarterly, monthly, the fact that they're not able to start paying these bonds is going to be one of those first dominoes that we're starting to see. And then, oh my God, they're not paying me back. Well, if they're not paying me back, I'm not going to pay you back. And then that person is paid back by 3 people who all of a sudden quit paying them back. And so they can't pay somebody back. And then it's just going to be a negative feedback loop. But I think China, if any country in the globe can maneuver their way by monetary controls and just population control, who has better control over their population than China?
North Korea.
Facts.
Okay, that's a good one.
But
Who
they're
is North
close.
Korea? Who would some say North Korea is ran by?
China.
Okay. And so maybe it's like, yeah, well, we got to control 400,000 people compared to 1.4 billion. North Korea's population is much higher than that. I think it's closer to 4 million. But yeah, it's probably, it's the test version, right? It's like, yeah, trying to run one portion of the parking lot versus the entire parking lot after the big game. It's going to be, a little bit different there. You're going to have more control over the small spot there. All right, let's talk about Gensler a little bit. I don't want to go too hard here. Gensler on market oversight, crypto regulation, and climate risk disclosure. He was interviewed by Kaylee Lyons on Bloomberg. Lies. During the conversation, Gensler touched upon several critical issues, including the potential impact of a government shutdown on market oversight, the SEC's stance on regulating the cryptocurrency space, and the ongoing debate surrounding climate risk disclosure. Regulation of the crypto space. Let's just stick on this. I don't care what he has to say about the sea level. I bet he has a beach house. I'll say that. All right. When asked about our recent court decisions affecting the crypto space, Gensler reiterated his commitment to protecting investors. Of course. He drew parallels between the current state of the crypto markets and securities markets of the 1920s. Why would he want to have an analogy where people think of crypto of like 1920s markets?
So he can relate it to the Howey test, of course.
Exactly. What decade is the Howey test?
The 40s.
Yeah, I think 30, 40, yeah, 40.
46,
so,
I think.
Yeah, so we're talking about orange groves from almost 100 years ago. And so he's going to say, yeah, crypto, it's just like the 1920s. In
Clearly.
what way, you idiot? What way? In what way? I get depressed when I look at my wallet. Okay, sure, there's a Great Depression and a bear market. But besides that, there is no connection here. He also argued that investors still benefit from disclosure laws and protections against fraud and manipulation. He also expressed concern about the number of people who have lost money in the crypto space due to fraudulent activities. Final remarks here. He concluded by emphasizing the importance of the treasury market as the foundation of the country's capital markets. He noted that the trust in this market is partly based upon the country's monopoly on violence and its ability to resolve differences democratically. While he did not anticipate significant market disruptions emanating from a shutdown, he stressed that the absence of regulatory oversight could have implications. You better keep that government running. Big banks and the crypto, the shadowy hackers, they're going to send all the money to the Lazarus group if we have a government shutdown. So you better go ahead and fund us. Drew, did you see the one part of the government that won't be shut down if there is a shutdown?
I sure did.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Chat, you might know what we're talking about. I don't want to get too derailed here in politics. Maybe you guys bring it up in the basement. I found that very telling.
On both sides are pushing for this thing. This is a war that my son might have to end up fighting if they keep playing these games with China and Russia.
They talk about the three branches of government: Lockheed Martin, Pfizer, and the regulator. It certainly seems true when you see things like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Bybit suspension here. Bybit suspension. UK services due to regulatory changes. So Bybit's no longer going to be in the UK here. No new registrations will be allowed as of October 1st, while services to existing customers will be halted on the 8th. So I guess you can get about 2 weeks of trades in there on Bybit. It's a shame because I used to love Bybit. I used to leverage on Bybit. And then when they started cracking down on America, I jumped to KuCoin. So
it's people are just running from one to the next until it gets hit in the head by the regulatory hammer. And, you have to move on. And it's the power decentralization will help us keep moving forward and avoiding absolute extinction. But we're going to have to band together to fight back. So.
Yeah, and that's why this Coinbase futures thing could be big. Because if Coinbase gets a green light, I think you'll see a lot of. Could we cut to the full screen here?
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of moles. Their head up, I'm the bald head of Brian. All right. It's good for Brian. All right. Here's some leverage trading. And so I think that's what's going to happen there.
Clip that.
All right. Don't please. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. All right. And that means I increase the odds 10x that someone will now do it by me saying that. Yeah, please do. I guess reverse psychology.
We're already fighting in the shade.
Not me. I'm fighting on the surface of the sun.
Oh,
because what we're bringing to you is so hot and fiery. Our fiery takes here. All right. Speaking of fiery takes, you ready to talk about anti-CBDC? What are your just broad thoughts on CBDCs here?
Well, they're terrible, but also I think politicians realize they don't want them because they don't want their money tracked either.
Ooh, hot take. Yeah, we'll be able to track that Paul Pelosi a little bit easier. I'll say that. Anti-CBDC bill inches closer to approval with strong support from 60 Congress members. It's essentially, maybe saying this is going to be close to a finality here. Highlighting the broad support the bill has garnered, Emmer emphasized that it already enjoys backing from 60 members. Speaking about the committee's decision, Emmer stressed the importance of halting the issuance of financial surveillance tool that could undermine the American way of life. Emmer expressed concern that a CBDC were not designed to emulate cash. It could enable the Fed to surveil and impose restrictions on American transactions. There's no way they make a CBDC and that doesn't happen. I will say that there's just, because it happens with Tether. It happens with USDC, happens with DAI. It happens now. And so if it's happening with Tether, do you think it's not going to happen with the CBDC? No, they're going to shut things down. They're going to lean on exchanges, and they're going to shut things down under the guise of AML, security issues, and terrorism, and the Lazarus Group. The Lazarus. Just sounds shadowy and fake to me.
Yeah, I bet you Russell Brand doesn't like CBDCs either, So.
I bet he doesn't. I will say this, Rumble has been airing the laundry of some of like the UK government. They did another thing. It wasn't Russell Brand. They just came forward with a second thing, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe someone will type it out there. Let's talk about Google here. Google Cloud adds 11 new blockchains to BigQuery data analytics service. Pretty big there. Let's just get it. What are the 11 blockchains here? All right, so let's get into it. Avalanche, Arbitrum, Chronos, Phantom, Near, Optimism, Polkadot, Polygon, Tron, and then the test networks for Polygon and Ethereum. Ethereum Guerli is actually going to be phasing out soon. So the Mumbai, I think, is also doing the same. So, all right, those 11 things, a little bit more centralized, but I think someone said it yesterday. They said it best. $1 trillion company is not going to rug you. Yeah. And so, when it comes to, I wouldn't say this about Chainlink, but when it comes to, say like a Chainlink competitor, very small market cap, is very speculative, and you want your project, your favorite coin, to use them instead of Google. I think it's, when you're in the billions of dollars, I think it might not be a terrible decision to choose Google over random decentralized, Chainlink's competitor. If it was me, though, I would choose Chainlink over Google. But there's probably advantages for both, right?
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is have a slight advancement or just a chunk of a partnership with, AWS or Google Cloud or DoD. Like, all you need is just slight exposure to make these brand new ideas and projects really do well for, people that are early in on it. That's the point of it. So,
all right, I'm just taking as a BlackRock ETF signal here. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think there's going to be fiery fireworks later. All right, Wall Street sees blockchain technology as a game changer. Wall Street's placing a lot of hope on blockchain technology to streamline asset trading. They predict $5 trillion worth of assets could be tokenized on the blockchain by 2030. And this is by the management firm Bernstein. Is it Bernstein or Bernstein Bears?
Bernstein.
Berenstein. It was the Berenstein Bears. I don't care, man. I think it was the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, anyone else? Well, if you're from Fargo, it's the Bernstein Bears anyways. That's how you say it.
All right. So, yeah, just Wall Street signaling, hey, we're starting to feel a little bit open to it. All right, let's talk about gas here. Well, the gas fees skyrocketed, but guys, now it is really, really low. Binance accidentally just did a huge thing. I think one wallet was like a significant portion of all the gas fees. And this recipient wallet spent $840,000 in Ether gas fees in a single day. But as of right now, is the cheapest it's been in months. So ETH is a wild, it's just a wild ride, folks. It's a wild ride. All right, Ethereum 2.0 staking crosses 30 million ETH for the first time ever. So we just got another significant milestone here. Have you staked any ETH? Are you staking ETH?
I have staked ETH before, but I'm doing something different with it now.
Okay, what are you doing with it now?
Is the IRS listening? I don't.
You're pulling the Richard Hart playbook. There's nothing wrong with that. You should never, reveal what you're doing with your crypto. That being said, I got some Cardano staking on a wallet and stuff like that. My ETH's just sitting there though. I'm not employing my ETH into doing anything right now. Any projects you want to highlight that you maybe like if someone did want to look into it?
If you want to look into Eclipse, which was formerly Useless Crypto, they are relaunching on ETH soon.
All right, so Jackie's telling you to, if you see a solar eclipse, just stare at it.
Yes.
Just look right
Directly
at it. Do
into
not
the bright
blink.
spot.
In fact, get those, those like Florida grandma tan things. Put that on the side of your eyeballs and just look right at it.
And your tinfoil hat.
Yes. All right. As shown below, the ETH 2.0 total value staked stood at 29.23 at the end of August. And as we get close to September 20th here, it increased to 30.09. So, we're seeing a slow and steady wins the race here. You're not seeing really too many dips. Even when what is the black line? Is the black line? Yeah, the black line is the price. So even when you see a little price dip, people are still just staking more and more and more and more. So I'm pretty long-term bullish on ETH. We topped out 4,500 in 2021. I'm still thinking we go in below 10K, but I think we go in above 7K next cycle. Do you have any broad price thoughts?
I agree. I think somewhere between 7 and 10. Easily
okay.
10, actually.
Oh, easily. Ooh, okay. A little more bullish here. I think once that boulder starts getting so big and so big and so big, it starts getting really hard. And my question for, not a question, my thoughts broadly speaking, you have a $6,500 ETH. If I had that, I'd be much more inclined to sell it than buy it. Who's the person buying that? And then after that, who's going to, you have an $8,000 ETH. Who's like, oh my God, I got to buy a bunch of this $8,000 ETH. I know there will be some. I just don't know how many.
Well, there were people who bought $69,000 Bitcoin. So
that is true. That is true. That is true. I think the Moon Boy predictions will be a little bit more in line. I think there's too many people saying $250,000 Bitcoin. So that's why people didn't mind buying at 69. I think we'll have less Moon Boys next cycle as a percentage.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. We don't know. Hit that like button if you hope the same. All right, who's ready to talk about Chainlink? I have reduced my exposure to 3.7. Maybe I'll buy 0.5 later. Crypto news, Chainlink CCIP mainnet is now live on Arbitrum 1. So yeah, they basically expanded out their offerings to Arbitrum. The CCIP just growing and growing and growing. Sergey's been dropping tidbits here and there. It looks like a lot of Swift bank collaborations happening. And so if these banks end up choosing an L2, pretty sure Chainlink is going to have a large foot in the door. But she calls it a boomer coin, y'all. So who knows? Who knows? All right, you ready to talk about, let's talk about XRP. What are your thoughts on XRP?
The Simpsons are always right. So it's
The what?
definitely The Simpsons. It's definitely going to $489 a coin or whatever Bart said.
$489, $589. Who knows? Who knows? Next cycle. Do you think
Next
it goes
cycle,
a new all-time high?
God, if it just got up back to 20 again, I would be happy.
Or 2?
Yeah, or 2. 2 would be dope.
Yeah,
20 would be
20 would
What's
be,
the all-time high?
I think
3.
it's 21.
No, it's like 3 something, right?
Yeah, it was like $3 something.
Yeah, so it went from like 3 to 2. So we need to just go back to 2. I think a lot of people would just be happy with 2. All
I
right.
like XRP. I think it's going to do like, I would see like $10 just off of speculation and a bunch of new people and all the stuff that's created about it. Think about how many things are out there published on the internet about XRP. I think it's got legs for 10.
They
Speaking
really deserve it, though. They did crypto such a solid. They went to war
Fighting
with
a
the
good
SEC.
fight.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
Drew, you're familiar with John Deaton, the XRP lawyer, right?
Yeah, I met him.
I just realized he looks like John Fetterman's body double. Let's show the screen right here. Pro XRP lawyer. What? Little bit. Provides clues ahead of today's big announcement here. This is John Deaton. He currently represents, he looks even more like Fetterman down there. Is he wearing sweatpants or sweat shorts?
Don't you put that evil on him.
I feel people should wear a suit on the Senate floor. That's just my 2 cents.
That's a reasonable
All
take.
right, that's just, all right. I had to put my take out there. Would you agree? So,
Does this guy look more like John Fetterman's other body double, who they say has been showing
yeah, that's
up
what
the
I'm
last
talking
few
about. The
days?
other body double. Yeah.
One that's like more filled out and reasonable and like human. Like,
All right.
I'm just saying.
Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with the suit. Look, I'm Mr. Sweatpants, and I'm the one saying that, okay?
Yeah.
All right, renowned advocate for XRP. He currently represents 75,000 token holders in the ongoing Ripple Labs lawsuit against the SEC here. He has the crypto community on the edge of their seats as the clock ticks. God, they're hyping this up. As the clock ticks down to his promised big announcement, speculative buzz intensifies, given the tantalizing hits he has dropped on social media. Guys, we'll look into this. If it ends up being a big something there, we'll probably make some short form content out of it. Drew, maybe, well, we can make a little XRP content out of this for sure.
I'm a fan of XRP. I know everyone's, all about it, like being used for control. It's all about if a psychopath has control of the tool that's used in the control. That's what it's all about. So.
And here we have a bunch of lawyers speak. I'm not going to get too into this. I'll just read one of the sentences. You'll see why here. If we just read the headline, it appeals the Ripple case to safeguard its regulatory agenda. So basically, SEC appeals so they can continue to have a strong arm against crypto. Well, duh. Let's see. A lecturer, of course, it was a Stanford lecturer. He talked about the primary reason behind the SEC's decision to seek permission for interlocutory appeal in the Ripple lawsuit. According to Fagel, the move is designed to safeguard its more extensive regulatory efforts against the exchanges, including Binance. Basically saying, look, they see themselves losing. They see themselves in the corner. The walls are closing in. The water's coming up their shins. They're running out of air. They're running out of space. And so they're just trying to throw Hail Marys.
Yeah.
They're just grasping at straws at this point. And so anything and everything is just going to help them seem like, hey, we're not total loser idiots.
Yeah. You got to muddy the water to look busy, That's what they got to do.
All right. Ready to do a little X minute. Shout out your X. What's your X?
At the Jackie Dutton.
The Jackie Dutton.
The Jackie Dutton. Dutton like the Yellowstone family.
I'll put it in chat too.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Yellowstone?
I love that show.
Yeah.
I love all the shows. 1923, 1883.
Yeah, me, my fans cannot get enough of that show. Matthew McConaughey is going to be in it. Stupid writer strike. Get it together, guys. Get it together. Okay, your writer.
It's almost like writers and researchers make up the real guts of quality production and information.
Is that a shill for yourself, Drew?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it clearly is.
Clearly is. All right, well, let's get into the X minute here. First, we already highlighted Blockchain Boy. Always been a fan of his content. Always big supporter of him. I'm from Texas, so this one speaks to me. I've been to the border. I have crossed here. I didn't cross to move to America. I see what you're saying there. No, but yeah, they cut the razor wire in Texas. Governor Abbott, he replaced it. So Abbott, hey, I just want to point out what Abbott did.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not saying anything on it. I'm just pointing out what Abbott did. All right. I've been talking about this NFT thing. The CIA-backed Rolling Stone, of course, trying to claim NFTs are dead. Wrong. And then 6529, Punk 6529 is one of the most cogent thinkers in the NFT space here. He's saying he is wrong and not obvious to civilians. That's kind of how he speaks. He's wrong in a not so obvious way to normies. There were never 72,000 collections. So, he got that wrong. 73. Out of the 73,000, 69,000 of them had a market cap of 0. I can't name 50 PFP collections. This is like doing research to discover that YouTuber number 6,942,000 is not getting a Netflix deal or an Academy Award. And I think the comparison there is like saying, look at all these failing YouTube channels. And when it's like someone uploading their son's dojo tournament and it's like 7 subs and it's like family members and it had 4 views and nothing's ever happened and no content's been created. You don't say all these channels are in the dumps. I think that's what you're saying. It's so easy. I've made 4 collections just by like doing test stuff on OpenSea.
Yeah.
I made like I made some stuff for the channel way back in the day. I made some Pluto Alliance stuff. Like I'm not even talking about Pluto Alliance. I'm not even talking about JPEG Junkies. I'm not even talking about, before I got here, they had in Digital City stuff. No, I'm talking about like, you can make a collection in 10 seconds. It's really not that hard. I think it's a really, really good comparison. Yeah, sure. 95% of them are gone to 0, but I would say it's closer to 99%. And you know what? Only 98% of them weren't even real there, though. So, all right. Kobisi Letter, really, really good account. Just talking about the debt, how it took 60 hours after we crossed 33 trillion, and it's already up 50 billion. Of those doing the math, that is 1/20th of a trillion. So multiply 60 by 20, you're going to have 1,200 hours. We go up another trillion. You divide 1,200 by 24 hours in a day. You're looking at close to 50 days. Right. Someone do the math. It's going to be like 49 point something there. Guys, 50 days, we go up another trillion. Sounds bad. Sounds pretty bad to me.
There's an issue.
Guys, I can do arithmetic. Don't give me like some sort of, I don't know. What's the hard math? I guess calculus.
That's
don't give me a calculus problem. I was going to go lower. Like, don't give me X equals or something. But yeah, don't give me any calculus. But if you give me like addition, hey, I'm right there. All right. Mind-blowing stat here. There's more dogs than children under 18 in the U.S. 38% of households at least have one dog, and only 30% of households have at least one child. The dog market is bigger than the kids market. 76 million to 73 million there.
I talk about this all the time with my wife. See people, my baby, it's a dog. I don't know.
I have 2 dogs and 0 kids, so
I know
I'm part of the problem.
But it's just so different. They're so different. Absolutely different. Dogs and kids, much different.
I mean, you keep both in a cage.
You're not going to send your dog to college or buy in a car.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you keep both in the trunk when you're in the car. I don't know. There's similarities there.
Okay.
All right, we have Beeple just making fun of Rolling Stone, calling it Dewey defeats Truman. Great Beeple art right there. That's what me and Drew were talking about. We're going to skip over that one.
Yep.
Bill Ackman does a really, really good job just explaining the long-term rates and how it's going to rise. This is very, very long. I don't even want to get into this. I'll click on it just so you can see. He really, really gets into it, folks. So if you really want to learn more about, you know what, I just feel like my 30-year rates knowledge is low. Do a little deep dive. It's like it's probably the equivalent of one college course there. Community notes violating people. This guy said David Brooks from the New York Times, a liar, I guess. Some call that professional liars, but this meal cost me $78 at Newark Airport. This is why Americans think the economy is terrible. They got fact checked. Based on similar table glass, they know the restaurant. It's in Newark Airport, and the burger and fries cost $17.
Oh
He was literally lying, folks.
What about that glass
all
of
his
bourbon
alcohol.
he had, though? I mean, the liquor prices are crazy lately.
I would say it was more than just the one cup here, more than the one glass. So where's all the empty glasses, Mr. New York Times? Where's the empty glasses? This is just, I mean, if you did want to loot a country, you'd make sure the most patriotic nationalists died first, and then you'd sweep into rebuild. The problem most of you have is like understanding the dark forces and how dark they can get. Yes. Yeah, more people making fun of David Brooks. Someone just talking about how you think spying is bad here. It was much, much worse in China. This person was a foreign journalist. And I would say it's just a good read to see, okay, what are the next steps I should maybe keep an eye out on? Let me see what would they want to do to me next? And then I think we'll end it there. Yeah, the AIP from yesterday. So 3 or 4, I think $10-11 million for the things there. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to share? How was this experience?
It's been fun. I'm so impressed by the setup here. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, not a bad deal. Are you going to be, Drew, are you on the basement today?
Yes, going live on the basement at 2 p.m. today. I think she's coming on.
Yes.
Okay. Ought to be a fun basement. Can you drop a hint of what the basement's going to talk about? Is it aliens? Is it bunkers?
We're going to go over a Bitcoin heist in Vegas.
Ooh, you're doing the crypto, Ocean's 11 crypto heist. Okay, guys, that is a pretty interesting story. It's almost too, we talked about covering it in the morning, and I said, guys, it's almost like too much like an Ocean's 11 movie.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to describe the Ocean's 11 plot in 10 seconds. It's kind of difficult. And so it's kind of a similar situation. So yeah, you guys can do a deep dive. You get to see the story. Maybe it gets turned into a movie with Matt Damon. You know, he already has the crypto connection there.
I mean, he might be playing softball the next bull run.
Oh my God, that's Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be great stuff. And we got some shorts we're working on too. CIA, NSA. Did the NSA create Bitcoin? I'm going to go. I got some shorts coming out on that too. Going to be a great show. And you might be on ATB, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, guys, make sure you join those channels. If you're not following those channels, make sure you go ahead. You can go down. Let's just click on here, share the screen real quick. Go to channels on the right, and then make sure you know. What the heck is crack cards? What is this?
That's what you subscribe to.
I don't even. Oh, man, that must be the football. I see a football.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like people like like player cards of crackheads.
Yeah, that could get weird quick.
You got like the Jerome Bigham's rookie card or something. You got Marion Barry. Okay, let's game this out. I actually like this idea. Crackhead rookie cards. Let's see. You're gonna have who smoked crack? You're gonna have Michael Irvin. Famous crackheads. Go. Who do we got?
Chappelle in the Chappelle show.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tyrone first.
Yeah,
that was the first one that came to my mind. Mary. We have
Hunter
the
Biden.
Hunter. Oh my God, Hunter. Oh my God, Hunter is a chase rookie. That is a chase card.
He's the Charizard card of.
That's the base set Charizard card. Some cards come with like a piece of a jersey or a piece of a football. Do you get a piece of his crack rock, like a glass embedded on the card? Guys, this is a new drop we might have to do. All right, no, but we got off the rails a little bit. I'm sorry. Look, for the end of the show gets a little wild once we go past 12:30. Hit the like button if you like us going a little wild here. All right, but when you scroll down below the subscriptions, when you go past crack cards, then you'll see the awesome channels that we're on. And just guys, right now we're just trying to educate people on crypto. We're trying to stay above the drama, and we just want to get people set up for the next bull run so they can set themselves up for the rest of their lives. give themselves financial freedom, maybe buy their parents a house, get that mom out of that nursing home, get that car for your child, pay for that dog surgery. I'm literally trying to change your life for the better. That's all I want to do here. So if that's a part of a mission you could be a part of, hey, hit that like button, join some of these channels. I think that's all we got. Jackie, thank you for joining the show, and see you guys in the basement.